Likkutei Moharan, Siman Kuf Nun Hey. Atzvus hu midah ra ma'oid. Atzvus is a very bad midah. Depression is very, very bad. Why does a person not travel to a tzaddik? It also means not follow his paths, his advice. Why don't we do this? It's because of depression and heaviness. Why aren't we davening right? Because a person has laziness, he has depression, they just can't get it together, daven properly. Laziness and depression shows a marked lack of emunah. Why? If a person had true emunah of he believes Hashem standing right over me, he hears every single thing that I say. He is listening to my tefillah. Certainly we will not have any depression, any laziness, any heaviness in his davening. He's going to the king. Why should you have heaviness and depression? He certainly would daven as a fitting with Eli Weintraub. He says something very amazing in his letters. He writes, when you daven, you didn't go in before the king. You have to get to the king. He says, so if a person did something that's not so great, it has the ability to evict him. He gets ejected. That's why the importance of a minyan is a person in tzibur, so his tefillah goes up. Tzibur is not a tzibur, like the Gemara says, like a miniature of the entire Klal Yisrael. Like everybody, he's with everyone. There's 10 Jews, it's like everyone. But if he's not, he says very day, he says the only way you can do this with your tefillah, with your nefesh, with tvekas to Hashem, then you're with the king Mamash, you're drawing Hashem on you, so you're being avoided. He said, but unfortunately, these tefillahs are very, very rarely found in our generation. It's true that some Rishonim says, try to make them minyan. That's what they said. Hashem shel b'zochem. That's exactly what the Rebbe is saying. When you have real emunah, Hashem's right there with you. Unfortunately, a minyan also, a person can be completely disconnected to it from his tefillah. It's not that hard. Sadly, it's really not that hard. I just read that again. What's the main confusion with tefillah? Because he's lacking in emunah. That's why he fills suddenly with depression and laziness. And tefillah gets confused. Reinhard says earlier that tehillah, praise, is from the language of tahala, which means confusion. So because every time a person, when he goes to daven, something all the confusion the whole day come to him. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to go here, I have to go to the car, I have to walk. It's like, where were you before? When you're eating breakfast, suddenly, I should really be thinking about what I'm doing. I don't know, in a few minutes, he has time. But during davening, it all lands on him. What happened? He says, that's what davening is about. Until a person is purified himself, it's not so simple to get a real davening. It's hard. Now, he has a problem. The main laziness, depression is because of he lacks in emunah. For example, when a person puts a chita in good land, it grows, it sprouts as a proper. Generally speaking, you have the winds, lightning, thunder, different natural effects basically are not going to ruin the plant. If it's in its natural place where it needs to be, things are more or less the way they ought to be, they'll grow. Why don't plants grow well when you put them in? You figure they're okay. Why don't they grow well? Usually he says the problem is the soil. The soil is the problem. See, you don't, this is the problem. He said, right? So that's we call good because it has the power to sprout and the power to grow. Nothing phases it. Nothing damages it. It has this power to sprout and grow. You put it in a desert, you put it in a plant, it's not good for growth for whatever reason. So even though it's the same seed, it's not going to go do anything. What happens? It just rots on the ground. Emunah, of course, is the beginning of the ground. And you have to sprout. We have to have this koach of emunah to enable our tefillah, enable us to sprout, to reach our potential. This seed now does not have the ability, doesn't have the power to grow, the power to sprout. Emunah is the power of sprouting and growth. You have to have it. If you have it, it's like you put it in good land. It goes where it needs to get to where it needs to go. If not, time to get Emunah, because otherwise the tree is not going to go where it needs to go. Like I said, it's about the Megillah. It says that Mordechai raised Hadassah, raised Lashon Gidul, Oimeg, is a language of raising. So Menachem says, okay, what does that tell you about Emunah? It means Emunah is the power to raise the person to the Gadol Oisai, to bring him to greatness, to bring him to where he needs to be, from immaturity to maturity. Just like a plant, just like a seed needs to go to maturity. Fine. Moshe says, like I say, Emunah, Zesra is right. Moshe says that Emunah represents the tractates in the order of plants. So you see that Emunah also is this idea of growth. The person sprouts and grows due to Emunah. About Cain, therefore, when he has Emunah, this aspect of the power to sprout and to grow, nothing damages him. He's not afraid of anyone or anything. He's fine, he has Emunah. He's with Hashem. That's the Maisa with the Hidiger. The Zul Rebbe will tell us the Pearl Maisa again. It's an amazing Maisa. That the Zul Rebbe was caught in Russia doing terrible, heinous crimes. First of all, he had guests. Having guests obviously means that you must be subversive and have spies, because why would you pay money for other people? You must be crazy. So that's number one. So it's a problem with spying, which is obviously a capital offense. Number two, is circumcising children and making them weak, doing religious subversiveness. Number three, had a cheder in his house, also teaching them who knows what, the subversive things, against progressive education. And number four, I think he made some mikvah, could be different terrible, heinous crimes. So here he was. There was maybe a shaykh, but I don't remember what it was. So here he was. He goes to. This was the way it was in Russia. The Rebbe Bender also was taken by the Russians. He was very, very smart. The Russians said, what are you teaching? What are you doing? Also, he gave people matzahs, and he take matzah, and he said, no, rest of is just like communism. He said, we also believe in brotherhood, helping others, being worthy. He said, that's very fascinating, but your friend didn't say, his friend didn't get out. Your friend doesn't say that. He's, Shem, but they don't understand what this guy, he let us speak. They finally let him out. He was like, for sure, he was going to, no brotherhood, no comrade. Okay, so you give him food. It's so bad, it's not such a stretch. He's just deluded, he's not subversive, that was there. Anyway, actually, so the Zil Rebbe, his son, it was at the point, he eventually became the Zil Rebbe. So he's in the court, and the judge says, and he sentenced him to bring him to capital punishment. He said, so tell me now, Rabbi, where's your God? So the Zil Rebbe stood up and he said, you can give me capital punishment, and I guess it's coming to me. But if God doesn't want, you can't touch a hair on my head, nothing. You can't do anything to me. The judge is like, it's in the middle of the Kamish Russia, in court. He's like totally, so he started drinking wine. He said, you follow me, pull out a pistol. They go out the door. He says, cocks a pistol. He's looking so angry. And some girl's coming, approaching the courthouse. She said, Daddy, leave the guy alone. If he has to die, let the executioner kill him. It's below your honor. It's some dirty Jew. What are you kidding? Come on. It's just not you. You're going to be an executioner. You're a judge. You're an important person. She starts berating him. She's going to calm down. He said, but it's not your God and you're dead. But she's right. I shouldn't be just shooting people dead. It's not right. So they went and by that time his father spread a few bribes. He had different ways. So they commuted to Siberia. And he lived quite a while after he came to Israel. Anyway, so the person that's really Munah, he's not afraid. That's the koyach, incredible koyach. Incredible koyach. I think they say, I think it was the Chabadsker Rebbe, also the previous Chabadsker Rebbe, that they called him into the Russians. We're going to kill you for what you're doing. So he said, for a person who has one life, so it's very, very, very devastating to die. But a person who has one world, for a person who has two worlds, you do whatever you want, not a problem. Like he totally didn't faze him at all. It's not a simple situation. That's the person that's real Emunah. He's not afraid. What is he afraid of? He's not afraid of anything. He's down with a lot of fire, a lot of brand. If we're not down with the brand, we need to work on our Emunah. Not so simple. But no, say al tzaddik, he goes to the tzaddik, follows the advice, and he goes. He's not afraid or worried about anything in the world. When a person lacks Emunah, He doesn't have any ability to sprout and grow. He can't get anywhere. Can't get anywhere. He feels like he's rotted. He feels atrophied. He can't get anywhere. Just like a wheat, you put a kernel of wheat, you put it in the ground, it just doesn't get it, can't sprout, it can't sprout. Every day you have a new chance, but again, he's like, today, I don't know, where's my Muna? I don't know, I don't have my Muna. Vital Muna, that's what Moharan says there also in a different letter, right before. He said, when you daven to Hashem with your whole heart, you're Mekayim the mitzvah, the Avd B'chol Avavim, right? You're serving Hashem with your whole heart. With your whole heart. That's how you do that mitzvah, by davening. It says, it's tefillah. You daven to Hashem, so you daven with your whole heart, with your whole soul. That's called being fulfilling that mitzvah. Yeah? That's why a person has depression, and he has laziness, and he has heaviness. She's literally right. This is an aspect of patience. This state of having such a mood that he's not afraid of anything. He's not paying attention to any bittul, any nullification, any confusion in his avoda. He's just doing his avoda. He's just doing his avoda like he should without him. He can't. He's just doing everything the way he should. If you want to get him to the front, you can. You want to do anything else? So that's he's doing everything like he should. Like he just does what he needs to do. Nothing phases him. Nothing phases him. Everything is okay. It's all from Hashem. That's the level we're aspiring to. It's an aspect of patience, holy patience. That's what we're trying for. Nothing confusing. Brigham says a very interesting thing. He says a person has to learn how not to let his emotions get control of him, not just get a hold of himself and not let things bother him at all. That's what the Levi Yo talks about this also in terms of dealing with anger. He says the 3 levels. There's a level of the person at least. But Nassim, I think, also says the same idea, I think exact same idea, if I'm not mistaken. Is you have a level, at least in a person's action. So I'm going to act as if I don't care. Inside of him, he might be seething. And his thoughts might be on this guy, the wrong that they've done to him. But he's not going to act. I'll act at least like a mensch. If I can't feel like a mensch, can think like a mensch, he's still act like a mensch. Then you have another level where a person, he's in his heart, he's seething. He's not seething from it. It comes up, it bothers him. He thinks about it a little bit. It doesn't really bother me. So it's even more doused his anger. And then you have a level where it totally doesn't bother him. It's all from Hashem and by our soul. Great. I forgot who it was. One of the very great people. There was a wine merchant in Venice. I don't remember who it was. And so it opened a rival shop. So most people open a rival shop because he says the person has to be tough, only until a certain point. The guy's, he's got a shop, and he's whistling. He says, if it's South State, to be tough, and he's just whistling, oh, everything's great, yeah, Hashem. And then the guy opens a shop across the street, and he just wants to undercut him. He wants to do anything he can to kill him, But this person, this wine merchant, he went to visit his competitor, and who knows what he's going to say. And he gave him a list, a whole book. He said, this is a notebook of all my contacts. You can talk to any of them, because God will give me for us. I don't need you. And I'm not worried about it. I don't need that. Hashem will help you. It's totally, that's called like the real, that's an amazing level. That's a level we're trying to aspire to. But most people, when we're going to be talking, they're not yet really there. It's not real yet. It's just kind of, as it were, but he's not really working on it. He's not really focused, really on it. That's the question. It's very, very complicated. How do you get bitachon? How do I get real bitachon? It's not so simple. But the work he has to it's practical, knowing that Hashem is there really. It's not so easy. I was saying a lot of the Vardik. Someone asked, he borrowed astronomical sums for different. He had 70 yeshivas. Astronomical sums. He paid everything back. So listen, I also want to borrow if I don't have any way to pay back. Well, I'm a tough. He said, well, it depends. If someone came to you and said, I want to borrow this sum, but I'm only willing to be tough, would you lend it to him or not? If you lend it to him, then you could also borrow it. But if you wouldn't lend it to him relying on his bitachon, your bitachon is phony. It's not real yet. It's on the way, but it's not there yet. So you can't borrow, right? No, you have to have the one to pay back. That's all you have to have a certain way of knowing what's real bitachon and what's the guy's whistling, but it's not real yet. That's the idea. So the person says, no, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. It's a very great level of holy not caring. It's holy patience. Okay, it's all right. It's an amazing level. Not letting things get his goat, as we say. Having true holy patience depends on the aspect of Emunah. As long as there is a Razor in the world, there's also anger in the world. Anger is this aspect of Chorinaf. It's the opposite. There's also this element of the nose. It's again how a person breathes. That's what determines his state. How I breathe determines my emotional state. That's why if a kid gets hurt, you can smell the flower, take a deep breath, something. Just get the kid to breathe calmly, and everything gets different. Why? What happened? He's still angry. Still hurts. The wound hurts the child. Yeah, but you just scrape. You just relax. So all the concept of senses that is Chorinaf also says anger also has to do with the nose as well. So this bechina that he said wasn't this when there's a Barazar, there's this divine wrath, as it were. That's this element of again this for us in human terms it means how we breathe. That's how we get angry or not. That's how we're able to calm down. A person through Emunah is the opposite of Barazar. So through Emunah you get this holy patience. Shuhet Baranaf, the opposite of anger. Have holy patience. Sheyarech Apal Kol Mania Shoiver Allah everything is bothering him. He has confusion in davening. Doesn't let it bother him. Doesn't get emotional about it. Doesn't get him upset. It's okay. This is also part of the test to getting ready to go, and it's okay. And he's really going to take everything as people even from America, and not let it bother him. That's a big level. Okay, take it, it's fine, whatever it wants. He is everything he's able to bear. He said, okay, so everything's with patient. He's outside, there's a cloud. He doesn't get angry, he doesn't get upset, he doesn't get lazy from it at all. He holds himself back, his ruach, and he doesn't care. He's not caring. It's okay. This is the way it is. That's the way it is. It's okay. Everything's the way it's supposed to be. He does whatever he can. This is also an important thing. There are a lot of people who have patience. It means he's very lazy. So, okay, so we won't get there for Shabbos. It's all right. That person, he set up a place for Shabbos. He says, I got to pack. I got to rush now. Find a way. He's simply lazy. It's not called talking. You have to be a man. Just be as reasons as much as you can. There's such a thing. A person, literally, he's thinking about it. You're right. He's thinking about it. Very deep snores. He's thinking about it. He's not thinking about anything. He just. That's what the Likkutei said. How we tell a lazy person from a person who's contemplative. He said, well, what happens at the end? Does the person get things done or doesn't he? It's not so simple. It's a big test, a big fight. It's a big fight. On the one hand, the person has an angry nature, so he's in trouble. On the other hand, a person who doesn't have an angry nature, he's relaxed, laid back, so he doesn't do anything. He doesn't move. He's laid back. I'm going to yell about someone else, but he's so laid back. It's got to be. He has to have reasons. And also, holy Emunah that he doesn't let anything bother him, even though he has reasons. That's what we're trying for. That's our goal. He'll go over everything over, no problem. He's not going to worry and think about all the confusion, all the barriers. This is all the aspect of patience. The person gets through Emunah. Power is the power. Emunah is the power of growth and the power of waxing. So in this manner, a person grows and sprouts and is successful in serving Hashem. No barrier, no obstacle can confuse him. No obstacle can make him fall. He's going to hold him back. Okay, that's it. I can't anymore. I can't do it. It's impossible. I just can't. So goodness, no, it's not true. You think you can't do it. You can. Sure you can. It's okay. Take it. Relax. Further. He says, I just said the same. He does what he can with Jesus, with simcha, he moves, with alacrity, he's happy, he's joyous. It's not that he's just sitting around like a lump, watching his who knows what on Facebook, on who knows where he is, who knows what he is, and I'm very I'm in my back pocket. What are you talking about? That's not it. That's also not his reason. I mean, which side of the coin he is. The person who's moving, he shouldn't be a furiously angry person. He moves, but he's like so angry. He'll liquidate someone else. He'll destroy him. Like, what happened? Poor guy. He got in my way. Okay, take it easy. No, Okay, it's going to be simcha. It's not called simcha, my friend, not yet. That's what it's about. Anyway, so Salanter famously said the person running to a drasha pushes someone over, you know. Oh man, I gotta get the Muslim to be better. Listen, my friend, it's not what it's about. You're trying, but you have to focus on someone else also. All this is holy, patient, it's aspect of the ability to grow and to wax. This all depends on Yisrael, which means that we're not really in Yisrael. Even though we're here, even someone who's here physically, he's not really there. We need to build our patience to really be here. Eretz Yisrael is a revelation of holiness to Hashem. So the Chesed Ram says, no matter who the person is, as long as he basically keeps mitzvahs, he does his best. So he is in Eretz Yisrael on a certain level. But that's only when the truth is revealed, and after he leaves the world, and how he leaves the world. If he gets wondrous Chesed Ram, I don't know if now is the time for it exactly. But generally, if a person wants to connect to the holiness of Eretz Yisrael, he's going to have to have more and more money. He's going to be building some more, building his patience. Building his patience and trying to build my patience. That's my job. That's what the Volga once ran into Chas Levenstein. He always says this incredible story. And he said, so how's the Chas Levenstein asked him, how's the Avoda going? How's the Muslim going? Learning and changing? He said, it's not really going. Really not going. I feel it's time. You're not getting anywhere. It's not progressing like you should. I said, no, how's the patience going? The patience, I'm building patience because, if I can be patient with my own faults, I got to be patient with other people at least. So he said, patience is also worth it. Patience is also worth it. It's also worth it. You're really not good. It's also good. It's not, Hashem is zocher to holy patience that nothing in the world should bother us. Nothing should move us. We should be b'simcha. We should be b'zrizos, with alacrity, do things happily, and with great joy, and connection to Hashem. To slowly have the power to grow and get where we need to be.